Hello, Greens. I'm Jackie Fox, aka Chocobilly on Discord, and I just wanted to kind of show off some first impressions with Sylvie and kind of disregard my initial placement on this because this is actually my setup for class match, and I can't be bothered to make another team because I have one for every element. So that's taking up a lot, 8 of my 10 slots already. Um, just to switch Engelbert and Elena here. So let's see how Sylvie plays out. And I want to talk about some of the things that I like about her and some of the interesting intricacies of her AI that make her kind of interesting as a healer and what she's good against. Because I don't think that she's necessarily for everybody, but I think so far 2 of my favorite units to use her with are going to be on the field with her right now. So between Elena and her, these initial buffs are going to raise both of their attack, magic, defense, and spirit. And if there was another person you could work in there too, they would get them too. And make the spirit and defense unbreakable. And then they can break into their, they just work really well together with that buff setup if you set that up right. But what I think is really interesting, I have this Engelbert built for, I think, 76 defense, even without buffs. So her buff gives 25. She's going to try to give that to him pretty early on. She loves to buff and to heal, and especially if she can't hit people, she definitely wants to heal and buff a lot more often, which is good because she's very inaccurate. So she's definitely going to go more into healer mode if you're going up against a more evasive team. I don't know how evasive this Summer Kilfei is, but she didn't try to hit her, and I'm pretty sure she could from that range. So probably evasive enough that she's not going to try to attack Kilfei. She's pretty much going to ignore her, I think. And she is very willing to advance forward and not buff. Even though she does potentially have buffs she could use, she wants to be able to get to the fight. So, unlike a lot of... And she does also kind of have this stuff where she'll buff and stand still. But I think that helps. That feels like a little bit of a revision to kind of the basic healer AI that makes her get into the fray a little bit faster. I'm still really low in arena, so she can in this formation get Engelbert up to 101 defense that's unbreakable. But the other things that I think are really interesting about her, it would be probably overselling it to call her a paladin, although she can definitely get her really either stat depending on how you build her. If you have Friezess, you could build her more for... Well, actually, there isn't... Well, I guess there's just Lich. I have her naturally built for pretty high defense. I think she's at 65, so she hits 90 unbreakable defense. And what this is going to do is, I was seeing in a lot of mirrors, Locke and Violet. She won't try to attack them generally because they're too evasive and she's just not accurate. So if they're around, she's going to focus on healing someone close to her. So if that's a tank, that's great. If it's a unit that doesn't go down easy, and she can get some barriers on them and stuff, all the better. Is she going to get to Engelbert? He has courage himself again. I guess she could. So she's going to focus on more like Curata. And as long as only one unit is really getting into it at a time, a Curata is going to be fine. Her LB is, of course, preferable. And she's going to use that first, which is often a waste, but sure. It's seriously, it's fine. Because she can just Curata for a ton right after it. See, even on Engelbert, that gets a lot of his HP up. And I guess backed into a corner with no one to heal, she will still try to swing in Elena, but she is kind of cornered there. There's not much else her AI could have done. I guess she does at least try to take a swing, so that's good. And again, not even max level or anything. I do have her card on her, not even max bravery or faith. Her HP is not super impressive. It's 65. Oh wait, 65 spirit. Wow. I mean, I am getting 23 from this. More healing power up. Lots of different sources of healing power up for Honor VC as well. I mean, if she hits Elena with Kurata, Elena's gonna be fine. Okay, so her spirit becomes almost unbreakable in this formation. And just to... I think you can still get the bonuses even if you aren't maxed with them. That would put her over 100 spirit unbreakable after her buff, which would be pretty cool. And then... Lich. Okay, Lich can get her close to 50 to 75 defense. Definitely not the best of those, but I'm just going to run her highest magic I can. For now, as I'm building those others up. But it is interesting because the way that her having all of those defensive stats interacts with AIs is that she's the healer, and usually healers are really easy to take out. So the healer has to stay back. If the healer gets in range, she's gonna, you know, generally she, but they're gonna have some trouble with whoever gets in range of them, because instead of focusing on the tank, who takes very little damage if they don't have hate anymore, or a DPS who might be kind of a glass, or might be more of a brawler, they're gonna try to hit that really squishy healer. The fact that she has generally more defense than a lot of units around her that don't have hate, or she generally has a lot more going her way in defense than Elena, people will usually try to engage with Elena over her, which is kind of interesting. They leave her for last, and if I'm running her in White Mage because that tendency also leaves her around in a good position to be using stuff like Full Life. But yeah, okay, so... Well, I am running Mind Body Unity, so that is boosting her spirit a lot. Let's see what that's like with Blade Soul Bullet. This is going to raise her agility a bit, and her spirit piercing rate, so agility and damage is going to go up. And we're down to 53. So 53 and 38 with Marion's Blessing seems like about where she is with good equipment, and I'm really trying to give her the best, most well-rounded stats here that I can out of this stuff. So let's check out resistances. Not great. I still haven't done anything about the slash weakness, but again, these are slash units that I keep talking about that'll get near her and just avoid her because she has so much in her defensive stats. Also, 20% resistance to light has been helping a lot in light mirrors, I guess. Okay, let's see one more match, my last for the day. But again, but just to leave my thoughts on kind of where she is, especially in kind of a light evasion mirror, she kind of forces herself into being a healer and buffer, and if they can't take down like your tank or your Elena fast enough, she is, because she has really no other choice, she can't hit any of the evade characters. She has really no choice but to sit back and spam Karata on people, and usually it keeps stuff alive. Like way more annoyingly long than potentially they should be. So I am curious to see what kind of works against a missile team. She could hit Charlotte, so she went for it. She was not able to dodge. She is not an evade character. Okay. Oh, cool. That's she used her TMR instead of her LB on that one. That's interesting. I've never seen her use the TMR first. But they are, like, really similar. It's closer range, and the shield is just as good, but the shield on her LB only lasts, I think, one hit, or one hit, I think, and this shield is 3 hits. But they're both magical and physical. But this one, the one on the LB is a lot, the one on the LB is a lot bigger, a lot heavier range. And that is usually, as what I've seen, the first thing she'll use. I do suppose I should get a little bit higher in the ranking, though. So I'm going to play some matches out, and I'll probably just kind of run them fast forward for you, just so you can see how she goes up against different things. trying to find a good missile team. Okay, this ought to be fun. So yeah, this is doing pretty well, and ending a lot of these pretty tough matchups, like matchups that would otherwise be pretty overwhelming. I mean, like doing that much damage to a tank like Engelbert that fast as some of these were, that's pretty scary. If I didn't have a healer, that would definitely be pretty scary. But she's very good. But she also needs a particular type of team to be good. And I think that, Engelbert and Elena, for different reasons, just having both, and for different reasons, very good survivability, especially when you bulk them up just a little bit with the extra 25 defense and spirit. Their survivability is both good enough that they can wait for a healer that is as selective as she can be because of Curata. And I think that she really needs good units that can hang in there. I don't think that she's quite as effective with glass cannons. Like, I don't think she's as... I guess Locke would be okay. I don't know. I've never felt that he had the survivability of Elena, but whatever.